Okay, what is up, ghosts? It is Will, and we are here and live for the second In the Shadows discussion stream. And first off, I have to say, happy Pride. You know me, I love Pride Month. We've got the GGN website logo updated for Pride, and you know, for me, it's not just a brand being a brand. You know, this is about me. Pride is my month personally, as someone who falls under that LGBTQ plus spectrum. And for all those gamers who are like me and are living some very rough times right now, for some folks, I hope you have a wonderful Pride Month. Hope you're able to celebrate safely and be yourself. So, with that out of the way, what are we talking about today? We're talking about Lord of the Rings Golem first. Oh my god. I did not even bother picking it up. I wasn't going to have time to play it when it released. So I was like, you know what? I'm not pre-ordering. There's no sense in pre-ordering. I'm going to let them publish it, let other people play it and review it, and see what happens. And I'm glad I waited. Like, there was no point in me even picking it up to do a 2-hour roast. It's just atrocious what they released. Here, I'm gonna pull up, let's see here, just for giggles, we're gonna pull up the Steam page here. All right, mostly negative. All right, let's see if there's anything mentioned redeeming as of recent. Oh, that's not looking good. Oh, a lot of no's. How long do we have to go until we find whoa, here's a recommended. And of course it's a meme. Review. You know, I love having schizo arguments with myself. Oh, here's a legit one. I hope it opens more and the stealth is fleshed out. And this reviewer mentions Styx. Master of Shadows. Styx was a great game. We played it on a live stream here, quite a while back actually. And yeah, I wanted to be kind of like Styx. It wasn't though. Like, I watched so many gameplay videos after the fact of realizing I don't want to review this, just absolutely enthralled with how bad it is. Moist Critical did a fantastically hilarious stream about the game, and I'm just like, how do games like this keep coming out? I mean, seriously, why are the developers letting these... Well, I don't blame the developers as much. They're a smaller publisher in this case. They wanted to try and get into something bigger, and they failed. And you know, people are allowed to fail. But they had to have someone on their back saying, you gotta get this out, you gotta get this out. It's a cash grab, we gotta get it out now. Don't worry about sending out review copies. We're not gonna do early review copies. They just get it out because they need to make money. They need to pay for the boondoggle. And, you know, I'm sure most of you have seen now the meme template of Golem's decision making, which it was nothing like what it was supposed to be. So, you know, we were supposed to get, let's see here, where is it? Yeah, here. This one. We were supposed to get this top one here. Let's see, actually, can I get that pulled up full size? Maybe. Come on. Alright, there we go. We were supposed to get this nice, interesting visual here. And clearly this was a mock-up. This is not what... Because look at what we got here. Like, literally, this is what we got. It's freaking ridiculous. It's nothing like what was promised. And the character design looks even worse. I mean, the original Golem character design was not great. He was kind of odd looking. This is clearly just a pre-render. and this is actually in game, and that's atrocious. This should not have come out like this. It is so bad. Oh my god, it is so bad. So yeah, and then of course we have Redfall, which I hated. I hated Redfall. I could not get into it. We had what else did we have? We had give me a sec here. The Last of Us Part 1's PC port. Atrocious. Once again. And of course, The Last of Us was an established game, like, critically acclaimed game. Just absolutely fantastic game. And they just ruined it with the port. It's just driving me crazy how we're going now, like, where so many of these games are anthems. And Anthem was actually better than this. Anthem was innovative and fun, and yeah, it had performance issues, one. It had massive gaps in storyline, things that just did not make sense because they had to cut content, too. But overall... Oh, and of course, it was very much a microtransaction-based game. Like, it encouraged you to spend real money. But it was a fun game. I enjoyed the crap out of it. And I actually hopped in and played it back a few months ago. And really, like, it's still a fun game. It's a shame they couldn't revitalize it, but, you know, of course, then you have No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky managed to make a good comeback. When it released, it was kind of like, this is it. I still enjoyed it. It worked for me. Like, it was trying to get the cool ship that I wanted type thing, but they keep expanding it, and it's just gotten better and better and better. And it's a great game now. It's not Minecraft level great, like, as far as popularity, but it is a big game with a big deal that a lot of people enjoy. So it's had ongoing success. And, you know, as we talk about success, we have to talk about the Ecumena Aztec. Yeah, I wrote up something on Ghost Gamer News about this game. Because I planned to talk about it last weekend, when I was going to do the live stream last weekend, but my body was not cooperating. I was not feeling well. I was exhausted from a very, very busy day. I had a busy day today, too, but I managed to survive relatively well, thanks to extra doses of prednisone. But this game, just to summarize, this game looks like another This Land Is My Land. And its press coverage has basically been link farm, clickbaits, gaming news sites, all saying the same thing, which tells me it's based on press releases sent around the same time. And, you know, this is a common tactic. Like, it's a cheap trick, really, for promotion. But as much as they tout these certain mechanics, I guarantee you this is not going to be a good game. I will tell you what, if this launches and is by most accounts, like good outlet accounts, I'm going to say like Rock Paper Shotgun, if they cover it, ACG, if either of them give them any sort of like reasonable positive rating, I will buy 5 copies of the game for various for random people who subscribe to this channel. That's what I will do. Okay, that's how sure I am that this game is going to be trash. Now, of course, I have until 2025 apparently for this game to release, as you can see here. But that's not it. Here's why it's trash. A bunch of racists wanted to play as the conquistadors. They didn't want to play as dirty Aztecs, which is, you know, Mexicans. You know, they didn't want to play as non-white folk, what they consider non-white. They wanted to play as the Spanish conquistadors. And the developers are going to do it. They're like, we heard you, we're going to do it. You know they are not going to be able to maintain any sort of decent historical accuracy, and because they don't have the budget for that. This developer barely exists. Like, I did deep digging, and there's very little I could find about them. Very, very little. Let me pull up here. Giants Craft Games is actually the developer. This is their Instagram, which, yeah, they're real active. Lisa Vick, never even heard of this. And then they've got, is this their website? Yeah, this is their website. Like, and the content here is this quote is, Hernan, Cortez. I know I'm butchering that name. I apologize. Yeah, you just look through this here. He's from Spain. One of the oppressors of the Aztecs. I'm just like, yeah. This whole thing looks like a massive, massive dumpster fire, okay? I am not looking, I'm not expecting it to be anything good. It's going to be like This Land Is My Land, which was a trash game, not worth anyone's time. I mean, seriously, it was bad. It was so bad. But yeah. Next up, I do want to say, I'm basically done playing, Miasma, well, whichever it is, Miasma Chronicles. I will be publishing my review hopefully tomorrow. No guarantees, but I'm going to try and get it out tomorrow. But my quick thoughts, the first impressions were good. I enjoyed it initially, but as I played it more, I got bored because it was a lot of the same stuff over and over. I like the lead up to stealth that you can do. It's very limited. And some mechanics are quirky with that. Because the stealth portion is not turn-based, it's real-time. You toggle over to ambush mode, and then you can take actions specific to that, like firing a shot, using devices, stuff like you would normally be able to do while in the turn-based mode. So you can do things like throw a bottle to distract an enemy. But the thing is, you throw the bottle, the enemy stays permanently distracted. So if you throw it somewhere and that's not where you want them to go, you just wasted a bottle, of which there are not a lot of in the game. Like, you can't use rocks or anything else like that to distract. Which I get why, but I feel like they could have easily remedied this by making them go back to what they were originally doing, either a patrol path or where they were standing or something like that after you distract them. But no, they don't. They just stay wherever you distracted them to. And they're literally there the entire time. I'm just like, why? That didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But then you get into the actual turn-based engagements, and they are so long-winded, they take forever, and it just becomes a grind where you're like, oh, this is not done yet, come on. And it's a lot of move, engage, and occasionally throwing in some special abilities, your miasma powers, or skills you've unlocked, and things like that, and reloading. And I'm playing it on the higher tactical difficulty setting with, like, the classic tactical. mode, because I grew up playing like the original XCOM. I played the original XCOM. I am familiar with these old school tactical games. I played the original Fallout. You know, I am an old bastard. By the way, my birthday is this month. I turned 40 this month. So yeah, I have some experience with classic gaming. I owned an Atari 2600. So anyway, it just got so boring, and so it's not to say the game is bad, because it's not. It's just, after a while, I personally got frustrated and kind of burnt out on it. It did not take long. So that's something you have to keep in mind. But it is a gorgeous game, like absolutely beautiful. And I feel like it was really well done. Writing's a little hokey. I wasn't really pleased with that, but yeah, you know, I'll talk more about that in my review when I publish it. But overall, not a bad game, worth some time playing. So, all right, well, let me stretch a minute here. Don't forget, I do have merch on Ghost Gamer News here. Because merch makes the world go round. I am hoping, for those of you in the know, I am finally pursuing treatment for my health problems. And so I'm hoping I will be able to get back into painting again. That's something I haven't been able to do because I don't have the fine grip control I used to have. But I plan to do some more artwork and things like that. I'm hoping to do things like t-shirts and whatnot, and get some new stuff as well. Don't forget, if you like the music that's played with this stream, I have a lot of music and art and everything else up on my website, Pain Propaganda. That's painpropaganda.com here. And I have multiple releases out. My Survivor Anthem, a single, which you can listen to for free, but you can also get wherever you get your music here. Suffer My Love. This is a single that actually I remastered from a song that plays in my regular loop here for this stream. So you can get this once again. Redisintegrated is a remaster of some other stuff I've written and recorded, a little 4-song EP. It was part of an A and B side record. You can get this, and if you like industrial music, get this. Help support independent content creators like myself. Also just feel free to just browse and check out everything I've got, which I have plenty of great stuff. Original photography, illustrations, mixes of AI art. If you're against AI art, I understand completely. I've used it as an accessibility tool for me to just get back into creating art again. But I have a lot of original stuff, and I may bring back some old pieces that I've done that I stopped selling, because I kind of change up what I have available periodically. So yeah, if you want to help support GGN, you don't want to enable ads on the site, this is an easy way to do it, and you can get stuff for cheap too. So I would appreciate your support. With that, let's talk a little bit about Star Citizen, state of Star Citizen here. Invictus is over, and that's great. Servers are mostly back to normal, and by normal, I would say more along the lines of they're less unstable. Although, if you check the Star Citizen status here, give me a sec. There we go. They still have not updated the degraded performance notice, probably because they're going to wait until they release 3.19.1. So, but it's just hilarious that it's been, up. This has been up since June 1st, and Invictus is long over. It's But it's back to being playable again. I actually had a really good run this morning where I got my my butt handed to me by a freaking hurricane and his escorts on Group HRT. It was my last one too, and I was low on missiles on my bomber because my previous target was a reclaimer, which is just a freaking tank. You know, once you take out their escorts, they themselves are easy to handle. But yeah, just that hurricane wrecked me and its escorts, which included a Gladius, which, you know, a Gladius is the fighter meta right now. The light fighter meta is still strong for PvP, and it's understandable. You know, it's a fast and agile beast when it comes to PvP. And the AI, when server frame rate's high, knows how to frickin' use it. Let me tell you. Oh man, yeah, I got stomped. I had to file an insurance claim and get out there before my timer expired on the Group HRT. But yeah, and which, you know, that's kind of leads me into talking about things I've been testing. Configurations, especially focusing on ballistics versus energy-based weapons in Star Citizen. Okay, you know, there was talk of making ballistics way more powerful, which they already are pretty powerful. You know, the reason I haven't produced a damage model guide yet is because we know a lot of things are very much going to change, very near future. It's not worth talking about. They're still tweaking. But damage models is going to be drastically different in the future, so there's no point in putting together a guide for damage models yet. But ballistics were bumped up in a way, and ballistics are great because they mostly bypass shields. But I tested with my Avenger Harbinger, I tested CVSAs, and versus MVSAs, which that's usually my recommended path, because with the repeaters, you don't get enough ammo. What I can't remember what they are. You know what? Let's pull up our Cold games real quick. So, in fact, here we're going to. I'll walk you through the configurations I tested. Oh, cool! It's already got this pulled up. So, all right. So, here's yeah, the repeaters, you don't get enough ammo with them here. So, ballistic repeater here, ammo 165 with its fire rate at 600 rounds a second. That is not even close to enough, okay? Not practical. You can have one brief engagement with these, and that's it. CVSAs I liked. I did like them, but I didn't like them more than MVSAs. Especially if I was going to end up taking on a reclaimer. Reclaimers just have a lot of beef to get through here, okay? Now I could have gone with a GVSR, and while the range is higher, I didn't like the temp to IR as much, and I'm just not a huge fan. The burst DPS is better with the MVSAs. The fire rate is good with the MVSAs. I prefer those. And distortion right now, I'd rather have the versatility of these lasers than distortion for now. It may change. But I have switched from using. I was using originally a Deadbolt V ballistic cannon. I switched over to the 85B, which I lose a little bit of engagement range, because it's, you know, the 85B's got some spread on it. It's yeah, it's not a precision weapon like the Deadbolt is, and even the Deadbolt has some spread on it. But the reason why is because I do more damage overall with the 85B than I do with the Deadbolt, because I am more likely to get some rounds on target than none like I would with the Deadbolt V, especially against maneuverable targets. and it's just easier to just sustain damage, and you get enough ammo here. I can take, with the 85B and the MVSAs, I can take 1 Reclaimer and 2 other targets when running my group HRTs and be fine. Like, I will still have, I will probably polish off all my ammo to do all those. But yeah, I will sometimes also have missiles left too, depending on the escorts of the Reclaimer. But yeah, so ballistic testing, it's not OP. It is not OP, but it's useful. And like, I like the output of the 85B because it's a sustained. This is one of the biggest advantages of ballistics, is it's sustained damage. Okay, you don't have to wait to recharge, and if you're in a pinch where you need to get your power up to your shields going, but you want to keep firing on target, like if you do a quick boost out and then do a flip and coast, hoping to keep regenerating your shields, you can still engage a target with that 85B with your shield power maxed. And that is just, it's extremely useful in this game, especially when server FPS is high and your targets are you know, gaining on you in a big way. So there are some issues though that have come about that we see a lot of with Invictus help bring to light, we should say. Yeah, and I actually wrote a guide that I'm going to be maintaining for common bugs and workarounds, and you'll be able to. This will be something you can come back and reference. I'll note when I updated, which in fact I updated just yesterday. God, I hate these ads. I need to get these. I apologize for this. I need to go through and block some more ads. But you know what? Unfortunately, ads pay for the site. So if you don't like ads, feel free to block them. But please support GGN in other ways, like I mentioned before. Painpropaganda.com, or buy the poster print that I have up on the site. But I cover both the general bugs and workarounds. Like, covers a lot of different stuff here. Flight control and stuff, and then the FPS bugs here. And of course, I want you to let me know if you find a bug that, especially if you have a workaround for it. I will put it up here, and yes, I will give you credit if you want credit. And especially, let me know in the comment. I'll leave the comment up so people see, oh, hey, so-and-so said that. Just so you get a little bit of credit. And especially if you can demonstrate with a video or something like that, I will gladly put your video up and link directly to that. So definitely don't hesitate to submit something there. And one other thing, oh yeah, Arena Commander looks to be getting a really nice refresh too, and 2.0. So keep an eye out for that. Arena Commander is a really fun way to just hop in, you know, and get some ship-based combat. I love Arena Commander. It's easier than, you know, sometimes I don't feel like getting out of bed in the game, going downstairs, calling up my ship at the hangar, going to the hangar, getting in the ship, pulling up missions, going to the target, finding the target, engaging them, and, you know, sometimes it gets annoying. I just want to hop in and play for a little bit. And that's what Arena Commander is for. And allows you to bypass a lot of bugs, you know, allows you to bypass the deadly elevators. But yeah, so, alright. Next up, and how I want to close these out is we're going to be talking about upcoming games, just briefly mentioning stuff that's coming up that I'm interested in. I think you'd be interested too. Of course, we all should know by now the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, which I haven't really covered any yet. I'm holding off because all we have is a whole lot of talk. We have nothing of substance yet. It's just speculation after speculation after speculation. And I don't feel like there's anything super interesting to say about it yet. I like the idea of it. I think it's going to be great to get a classic stealth title brought back into the modern era of technology, assuming they do it right. But I'm sure they will. I have reasonable confidence it's going to be good. cautious optimism. Assassin's Creed Mirage, which I covered the first dev diary that just came out. Looking good. Cautious optimism. There have been leaks regarding it, but I've been ignoring them because honestly, leaks just have so little value anymore. Except to rile people up. But it looks good. A Mirage so far, it looks good, and one of the things that I like that they hinted at is there is going to be an ongoing gameplay mechanic where it's not just done, One of the things I like about a lot of modern games is you can just keep playing them. You beat the main story and you keep doing stuff. And so it looks like Mirage is going to take up that trend and allow you to keep playing and doing stuff. I hope it's like something good, like not unlike Odyssey had the mercenaries that you would engage and stuff. That was great, and they had the arena fights and stuff like that. AC Odyssey did. Or even you look at an old example, but Skyrim had the Radiant Quest system, which I thought was good. I mean, it was pretty basic, but it was, pretty early example of that type of system. Now it's relatively common, and you can do a lot of great stuff with it. If they can do something like that, I'll be happy. If they do something like the boring bullshit they did with Far Cry 6, where we reset these capture points, and then there's also these special ops missions you can do. Then the special ops missions are just the same thing, and I hated those. Did not enjoy them one bit. They avoid the Far Cry route and go the Odyssey route. I think it'll be great. I really do. And because I want a game that'll, if I'm really enjoying the gameplay of a game, I want ways to keep playing it without having to go back through the entire storyline again. So I think that's a good sign. Another game that's coming out that is interesting, I don't know that I will cover it, but I will probably play it as a birthday treat to myself, is Trepang 2. And it's kind of gun porn is really what it is. It's got, bullet time effects and things like that. And here, let me pull up the Steam page here. Yeah, it's got a story here, but yeah, it's gore and gun porn and stuff like that. And it's interesting. Could be fun. But I don't know. We'll see. It comes out the 21st, so we've got less than 2 weeks for it to come out. And I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I haven't heard anything else about it. Like, this one came in under the radar for me. So, something worth looking for. But the last big one is Baldur's Gate 3 in August is going out of early access. That's when it'll be a full release. And I gotta tell you, Baldur's Gate series is fantastic. I have been waiting. I didn't want to play it in the early access state because I wanted to play it in its final state. I will probably be reviewing that one. I am an old school D&D fan. I played 2nd edition and 3rd edition D&D. Also Shadowrunner. So I've played the Shadowrun games, including the original was it a Super Nintendo game? I think it was Super Nintendo. Yeah, I played that. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is looking good, and it's unique, and you can throw your frickin' boot, for Pete's sake, at the enemy. So it's just a fun mechanic, and and I'm sure it's going to be exceptionally challenging, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing it, but I want to go into it fresh when it comes out in full. You know, I want to get the full experience and share that with you. So that's it. That's what we got here, Ghosts. It's a relatively light in the shadows today, but that's fine because I'm getting a massive headache from these lights and everything else, and I am tired. It's been a busy day. Don't forget to like and sub if you're watching this to the end here, and you know, let me know if there's anything you want me to cover. And don't forget to support me. My birthday's coming up. You know, be nice to me. I'm turning 40. So buy me a present by buying some merch or art or music from me, so I can afford to have an extra fun range trip on my birthday, because you know I'm going out to the gun range to do some precision shooting with my Ruger Precision Rimfire, and you know, that thing is just a blast to push out a few hundred yards. So, all right, Ghost, that's everything I got for you. I literally cannot talk about any more. My head is going to explode. I am exhausted. You wore me out every time. And so, yeah, anyways, that is enough of the bull crap. So, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe and happy Pride.